Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my garage on wheels. Literally, I mean, when I go fishing, I take everything. There's stuff. There's boots, chest waders, hip waders, nets, a bucket that has my minnows in it right now. Excuse the bow target. And the work stuff. This is a camping, cleaning table, another target that also, those targets make great chairs when you're camping. So most times they don't come out. Fly vest, what I call a stream vest, a net for that. The reason why I call that a stream vest is because I use it for, this 1000 reel. We'll get to that. And my ultralight, which is, we'll get to those. And this is a bag full of, could be anything in there, from line to, I think there's another reel right here. A big, giant 40 for Orca. That's my big beachside or Mississippi River. That's my 12-footer. It's the same setup as the 9-footer, which we'll get to that. This is pretty much all Temu stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen the Temu video. There's some of that in here too. In fact, there's some of it everywhere, but most of it is right here still. I got some of it in boxes, but yeah, one day I'll have another bag like that, similar, that has 3700s in it, and I'll just fill them all again and start over. I started on that bag, but it's just, I needed a bag for all the stuff that's in that anyway. So that's why that's the way it is. In the black bag are all long rods. There's another, I don't know, there's old bait caster in there, an old fluger. Let's see what else is in there. Catfish rod and reel, a big 1500 or a big 3500 reel. That's in there. Anything that's long that you would use. Oh, my crappie 9-foot crappie stick with 500 reel. That's in there. There's also an ultralight with another 500 reel up in there. 4.5 foot. There's two more bait casters up in there, and another two more spinning 2000, two 2000s, both Fluger up in that bag. All that stuff is mostly clothing and camping gear. There's a toilet right there, emergency toilet, that's full of camping clothes or hunting clothes. That bag there I actually do use for fishing if I want to bring a lot of stuff, because that I can actually strap 3 rods to that bag right there. That's a really good hunting bag. I can put a rifle on that, a bow on that. So strapping fishing reels is no big deal. But primarily I use this one right here when I'm going, backpike. Because all you need is just, you take an empty one of these and you just take what you need for the day when you're going. You don't need to take all your tackle for that kind of hiking, backpacking. But anyway, today what I'm doing, after all that intro, here's more camping gear. This is all camping gear in here. That's camping gear in there. Today what I'm doing is just got finished setting up all my rods and reels with what I'm planning on using today out of my own box. These are my own lures that I've painted myself with an airbrush. Yeah. I'll show you this one. I wasn't going to break them all out and show you all of them because it would take forever. But let's get this out in the sun. This one I just did the other day. I call it my baby badger. He's pretty. Came out really good. I was proud of that. If you look down in my video, you'll see a playlist, like a 3 video or maybe even 4. No, 3 video playlist of how I made this. I actually made this lure. And this is the end result after painting it. That's not on there. All I did was stop at a primer. So it could be like a tutorial. I didn't even film painting this because it was one of those days where I was just into it. Got a brand new airbrush and I wanted to try it. And yeah, I mean, literally, the day I bought it, I did this. Beautiful. I love it. But anyway, back to this. All these are painted by me. I did them all with an airbrush. Not with the same airbrush, but others. This one here is one I'm going to use today. I actually just painted this one last night. Oddly enough. Something different. I thought, what the hell, I'm going to try it. I did a little tribal flame down the side of it for a lateral line, just for something different. And I used a red. These are all neon colors from Createx Wicked Color. If you're into airbrush, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This one I also painted. This is my rock bass. All of these I painted. This is the rock bass that I painted. I've already caught bass on this. When they see it, they just go for it. I mean, they hit it way up here from behind. You can see I've been painting. I got stuff all over my hands. And this one I painted last year, but been dying to try it. I put that on my 4.5 or 7.5 foot top water. So throughout the day, we're gonna try these out. These are all Cast King rods. That's the only Cast King reel I have, and I loved it. It's just unbelievable. That pulls in fish like you would not believe. Anyway, that's only set up here because I'm probably gonna set that up for a little while it gets later, before I start running these and have some lunch. Let that sit out there for an hour or so. I just thought I'd do this intro while it was nice. But that's our plan today. This is a Cast King Spartacus 2. This is a Cast King, yeah, right, Royal Advantage, I think, yeah, something like that. And of course, the big girl, the Royal Pro Legend. That rod, well, all these rods are so nice. I love this on this little 1000 spinning reel. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Bites fish, just great. But yeah, this is my #1 favorite. But it's top water, you know, so you get what you pay for on it. I think I heard people talking. Could be people on the lake. Oh, yeah. There's a boat right there coming right at me. But yeah, we're going to fish today right here. Conveniently, this is why this is set up like it is. I can just pull right up lakeside and be ready to fish anything with. I got so many rods and reels and setups. Here's one of the big ones right here for the big ocean one. That big ocean rod up there. Yeah, we're set up. We got tackle. We got everything. We can go camping right now, set up right now if we wanted to. There's a pop-up thing in the back for like a shelter if I wanted to put it off the back or the side here. I also have a tarp that clips up the top up there. That goes straight out for a canopy. Yeah, it's a neat setup. This is the second year I've had it, but little by little it's getting better. You can see I've just started to insulate sound deadening. That made such a huge difference. But yeah, this is the best way to go puddle jumping right here, let me tell you. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to fishing. And with all that rambling away, I realized I forgot to tell you about this Cast King Recon here. I put that on a 9-foot. That actually came from Temu, this 9-foot rod. And it's been great. It's a 3-section rod. It comes in 3 sections, thankfully. But yeah, I'm running, you know, pretty heavy equipment on this thing, and of course the reel's going to take it. The rod's been taking it really well. It casts good. It takes this 80-pound line, no problem. But yeah, I realized I forgot to tell you about that setup after telling you about all these. And I said, let's get to fishing. But there's some more stuff down here that this I hardly ever used. They're Ozark Trail. They're kind of wonky. The lever doesn't come straight back. It kind of goes at a, you know, so it doesn't. But it works. I used it on a bullhead, and it worked really well. And you know what these are for? You know, Northerns. This is for that big 20 up there. This is my backup. This actually still works. It looks like it's on. Oh, I know why. It's been pressed against that target. Better not put that in there. Good thing I'm doing this video, because I would have never known that and worn that battery right out. This is what I use all the time. Another Cast King product, of course. None of these are, even though they say, or they're orange. They're not Cast King. These actually came from China. Temu, baby. I don't even have a Temu account anymore because it's so easy to get carried away. Here I am, getting hung up on stuff. Tape, yeah, obvious reasons. Fillet knife for my table when I want to fillet and do cooking. I got my camping gear. I've already said that. Even this comes in handy, even though it's an Ozark Trail. This is a really decent. Let me get it out of here. It's a pretty decent Leatherman type thing. It's got everything you need to use quickly. I sharpen the hell out of the knife, so it's pretty sharp. But it's solid. It's heavy. You know, I mean, you know, you can beat it up. That comes in handy. Believe me, to have some type of Leatherman around. I mean, if you want to spend the money on a nice one, go ahead. I just happened to be in Walmart and it looked pretty decent, so I thought, what the hell? You could tell I've had it a while. It's all wore. All the paint and stuff is wore right off it. You know how many times that's coming out of that sheath? Yeah, I use it a lot. And it works really good. Hasn't failed me yet. But anyway, there you go. There's my deal. A lot of stuff in here you can't see. There's a bed underneath that. That's underneath. That is some other hunting and equipment that stays in here all the time. And a bag full of hiking sticks. In fact, there's some probably underneath this bag right here, I bet. Because, yeah, there they are. I hike quite a bit, and I leave them extended out so they're just easy to grab. But anyway, yeah, like I said, this is one of the best ways to do shoreline fishing. Have all your stuff right there. I stand right here. I can bait, set up all my rods and reels for, you know, hours, and change them really quickly. You could have a table in here and have it set up. This is the lazy man's way. Stack up stuff and use it. But all this stuff is camping and hunting stuff that comes out to be able to use the bed. But it's a pretty good setup. I bought this van just for this. And little by little, it's going to get better. There won't be no running water or anything like that. I'm not going to live in the van. It's a camping van. But anyway, let's go fishing for real this time.